Good afternoon. Welcome to the Town of Riverhead Planning Board. Today is Thursday, July 21st, 2022. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, let's start with our discussion items. The first one up today is T-Mobile Northeast Calverton with Heather Trojanowski.
Good afternoon, everyone. For the record, Heather Trojanowski, site plan reviewer. Sorry. Marie Russo from T-Mobile was supposed to be here today. I'm not sure where she was. She said that a representative is coming. I can present without her, and if you have any questions or you want to wait, I do have it on to approve for administrative approval. So if you wanted to wait until the next meeting to do that, that's up to you guys.
If you'd like to present, that's fine.
All right, so it's another cell tower application for upgrades to an existing public utilities wireless communications facility for T-Mobile. The proposed modifications will be made to an existing public utility wireless communications facility, which is already improved with a 115-foot, 9-inch tall monopole, equipment shelters, and pads of multiple wireless carriers, including T-Mobile, Verizon Wireless, and AT&T. Property is located at 422 Edwards Avenue in Calverton within the Industrial A zoning use district and is more particularly described as Suffolk County Tax Map number 600-117-2-8.2. The scope of work that they're doing includes removing and replacing 6 antennas in kind. They're removing 3 RRHs, removing 3 TMAs, removing some coaxial cables, and installing 2 new hybrid cables. They will be doing some ground work, including the replacement of an entire existing equipment cabinet. So we did receive an RF analysis, and based on all of the data in the report, which was verified by Daniel Collins, the Chief Technical Officer, even with all of the existing and proposed antennas, it will continue to be in compliance with the FCC limits as designed. Not sure if you got to look at the structural and mount analysis reports that they provided us. On page 7 of the structural analysis report, they did indicate that improvements are needed in order to provide adequate structural stability for the tower, and those were shown in Appendix D, which is the monopole reinforcement drawings. Looks like they're just doing some base plate welding, and it'll all be verified and certified by a New York State licensed design professional once it's finished. In the mount modification report on page 5, it was determined that a new stabilizer kit will need to be connected to the mount, and it'll need to be installed per the engineered detailed drawings in Appendix E of the report. So those would be conditions of approval. They would have to be inspected by the building inspector and also post-construction analysis, and the New York State licensed design professional would have to verify that those were installed to comply, make sure that everything is stable. Okay.
All the proper stamps and signed.
Yes,
Everything's
yeah, and
in
all
order.
of their
Okay.
qualifications are in my staff report. I believe the RF analysis also had detailed all of the analyzers' certifications. So unfortunately, we don't have anyone from T-Mobile here to represent it, but if you had any questions for them, I'd be happy to forward it over. Otherwise, I have it on for approval. It's an enlisted action pursuant to SECRA, so coordinated review is optional, not recommended at this point.
Okay. Good, George?
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
You.
Up next, we have Frederica Miles, minor subdivision with Matt Charters.
Good. I have Charles Cuddy, too, who's the applicant's representative. Cuddy, if you want to come up and join us. I'll keep this brief. It's a pretty straightforward application, especially in terms of what we're doing today. It's a 2-lot minor subdivision at 10th Danning Street. It'll create 2 undersized lots. It's about a 1-acre piece. One will have the existing house on it, about 13,000 square feet, and the other will be vacant. As far as Mr. Cuddy's representative, this is for estate planning. I believe the owner of the house is in old age, and a family member is going to move next door to take care of her. If you're familiar with the area at this point in Mill Road, this is right across from Glenwood Village. And just to the south is where the self-storage is, railroad tracks, stuff like that. mostly single-family houses around the area, all of a similar size. This does need relief from the zoning board because it's creating two non-conforming lots. If you can see in the staff report, there is a litany of relief that it needs. So in terms of, I'll really go through all of it. It's an unlisted action pursuant to SECRA, recommending uncoordinated review, and adopting a neg deck. The only thing, a couple things to change on the plans, it does show a common driveway easement on it. It's a U-shaped common driveway kind of between two lots. I'm recommending that we remove that just because from a traffic safety perspective, this is kind of where three roads come together. Limited size distance in both directions with a curve and a hill. I don't think it's really warranted for a project of this size. We haven't really got too many referral comments back yet. It's pretty much it at this point. So I have a resolution prepared for today to class it as unlisted pursuant to SECRA, adopt an egg deck, and then in terms, this will allow them to go to the ZBA, and then if they get the relief, they can come back and schedule a public hearing. In terms of future review, obviously no further subdivision or lot line modifications without planning board approval, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, this is just a daughter who's moving next to her mother, actually selling her house and moving next to her mother to help her. So that's what it's for.
I don't know if the board has any questions?
I don't,
All those lots over there are about
About the same size, yeah.
this one.
Yeah. Okay.
I think the easement took it.
Yes.
It's really-
Doug, just introduce yourself.
Oh, Craig Adams, Young and Young, 400 Ostrander Avenue.
Yep.
This is an access easement to get to this lot, so they can have an access easement.
Okay.
So it's not that we're doing a circular driveway, we're actually giving access to the lot
Could
to.
we give an easement?
Excuse me, you're covering, I think, the microphone, maybe they're not picking you up.
That's over here.
Is that better?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug, I see it. See, my concern is just that we have Fanning Street coming here, we have Mill Road, and we have this.
No, but this is the driveway for this lot. We were
Okay.
making it so this driveway would also be for lot two, so you don't have another access off of.
So it's gonna be one access, but it's an easement across instead of,
I'm still concerned about the location. I would actually prefer that Lot 2 was down here with its own. I mean, we can discuss it throughout the review. I mean, it's not,
So now you're gonna have two accesses.
I understand.
Instead
Yeah,
of one.
yeah.
Okay. We can get rid of that.
Very good.
Yeah,
we can do with that.
yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cuddy.
I did, thank you.
Where does this go from now? We sent a denial letter. Yeah. Everybody.
All right, let's move on to Riverhead Logistics Center, please, with Greg Bergman.
Thank you. This is just a quick update on the status of the Riverhead Logistics Center. It's a site plan application seeking approval to construct approximately 640,000 square foot Class A warehouse at a property located at 1743 Middle Road. The planning board issued a positive declaration for the project at its last meeting on July 7th. The applicant submitted a draft scope to be used for the preparation of the draft environmental impact statement. They submitted that to the planning department last Thursday on July 14th. Now what that did is under the SECRA guidelines, that started a trigger for a timeline for the board as lead agency to adopt the final scope. SECRA says that the board has 60 days to adopt the final scope from the submission of the draft environmental impact statement. So from a timeline standpoint, that puts the adoption of the final scope at September 12th of 2022. We do have to have a public scoping session on that document. So I did put a couple of resolutions on the agenda this morning. One of those resolutions will set a public scoping session. That date for that public scoping session will be September 1st of this year. And I also added a resolution for the planning board to recommend Sam Schwartz act as a outside consultant to assist the board in the secret review of the application. Now, if we have the public scoping session on September 1st, the next meeting that we have is September 15th, so we would technically miss that 60-day window by 3 days. I don't believe that 3 days is a significant time frame. I did send a letter to the applicant today just requesting a formal extension. Again, now, in the event SECRA does state that if the lead agency fails to adopt the final scope within the 60-day time frame, the applicant may prepare a draft environmental impact statement based on the draft scope. However, the board in its lead agency review could still say that that draft environmental impact statement is inadequate for review, and you would basically have another chance to incorporate any comments or things that you would want to be addressed. So I don't see that the 3 days, the 3-day, lacking would really affect anybody, especially a project of this scale. So those are the 2 resolutions I have on, and a rough time frame for the review of the project for the draft scope. That's it.
Good.
Good enough?
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all the discussion items that we have for today. Is there anyone that would like to come up for a public comment on the resolutions? Being that there's no one, can we move on to the resolutions, please?
I'll move resolution number 68 for T-Mobile Northeast, resolution to classify an action pursuant to SECR. So moved.
Second.
O'Day?
Yes.
Nenaro?
Yay.
Dennisesky?
Aye.
Woski, yes.
I'll move resolution 69 for Federica Miles minor subdivision to classify an action pursuant to SECR and assume lead agency and issue a negative declaration for a 2-lot minor subdivision. So moved.
Second the motion?
Vote, please. O'Day?
Yes.
Nenaro?
Aye.
Dennisesky?
Aye.
Woski, yes.
Resolution 70, Lee Chapter 219. It's a resolution to approve a Chapter 219 coastal erosion hazard permit seeking approval to demolish existing decks, construct a pergola over a gravel pad, and install fencing with the proposed improvements seaward of the coastal erosion hazard line on a 13,034 square foot parcel located at 64 Cliff Way, Carrollton.
Second? I'll second the motion.
Vote, please. O'Day?
Yes.
Nenaro?
Aye.
Dennisesky?
Aye.
Woski, yes.
I'll move resolution 71, Riverhead PGC LLC, Riverhead Plaza Restaurant Depot conversion and site improvement, granting the administrative site plan approval. So moved.
Second the motion?
Vote, please. O'Day?
Yes.
Nenaro?
Aye.
Dennisesky?
Aye.
Woski, yes.
I'll move resolution number 72, Silverback Holdings LLC for minor subdivision. So moved.
Second?
Vote, please. O'Day?
Yes.
Nenaro? Dennisesky?
Aye.
Woski, yes.
I'll move resolution 73 for the Kevin Carrington minor subdivision for a 2-lot minor subdivision. So moved.
Second.
Vote, please. O'Day?
Yes.
Nenaro?
Aye.
Dennisesky?
Aye.
Woski, yes.
I'll move resolution number 74 for the Riverhead Logistics Center SECR scoping session. So moved.
Second?
Vote, please. O'Day?
Yes.
Nenaro?
Aye.
Dennisesky?
Aye.
Woski, yes.
I'll move resolution 75 for the Riverhead Logistics Center for secret consultant to send a recommendation to the town board to retain the firm of Sam Schwartz to serve as consultant to the board. So moved.
Second the motion?
Vote, please. O'Day?
Yes.
Nenaro?
Aye.
Dennisesky?
Aye.
Woski, yes. Okay, do we have any public comments on all matters? Seeing that there's no one, can get a
Sure, we'll move the planning board minutes from July 7th, 2022. So moved.
all in favor?
Second.
Oh, sorry. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Wow, I broke a record.
All right. Do we have any other business? Correspondences? Next meeting date is Thursday, August 4th, 2022, at 6 PM. And
Motion to close the meeting.
Second.
Second.
meeting closed. Thank you.
Have a nice weekend, everybody.